13, the playoff pace quickens. The Buffalo Bills' ambitious dream had not lost steam as they eyeballed the Denver Broncos in a critical test of teams thirsting for the postseason. The early tempo was established by the Buffalo defense, doggedly determined to make the Broncos pay for every yard. The heavy hitting jarred loose the precious football and sent players on both sides chasing crazy bounces through the shadows. Finally, Bronco quarterback Craig Morton made a mighty mistake.
Here's a pass again. Morton throws out here to Moses. Intercepted. Down to the 40. Freeman, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Steve Freeman stepped in front of Haven Moses out of the right flat and sailed down the sidelines for the score.
Denver's defense surrenders yards begrudgingly. It fell to Joe Ferguson, Buffalo's passer without peer, to marshal his young troops on offense. Ferguson's 300 yards set the stage for 3 Nick Mickemeyer field goals. The final one pulling the Bills even with just over a minute remaining.
There's the put down. The kick is up long enough and good. He got it. Nick Mickemeyer. We're 16-16 with 1:58 to play.
Elation turned to concern as the final seconds approached and Jim Turner became this Sunday's Scrooge.
Weiss will hold. There's the snap and the kick, and it's long enough, and it's good, and the Broncos have won it on the final play of the game.
The playoffs, within reach 3 hours earlier, were suddenly a vapor for the Buffalo Bills. Their courageous bid for a Cinderella spot in the NFL's postseason tournament established the Bills as a team of character. They're not there yet, but they are moving right along. Even the newest fans wanted to know more about the 1979 Bills. The good word spread quickly. Buffalo was full of fight and fire. Chuck Knox blended the elements, youth, experience, and enthusiasm into an intriguing mix. On only the second Sunday of the season, Buffalo bushwhacked the Bengals. Ferguson fine-tuned the air attack and loosened up the Cincinnati defense. Preoccupation with the pass can be costly.
It is second and goal just inside the 5-yard line. The give is to Roland Hooks, and he dives in for the score. Joe Ferguson handing off to Hook, leaping right at the 5, 4, 3, he's in. Roland Hooks scores. And Fergie handing off to Hooks, a breaks up the middle to the 20. He's down to the 15. Down to the 10, to the 5, into the corner. Touchdown. A tremendous run. Give it to Hooks. Give it to Hooks. And here comes Ferguson handing off to Hooks. And Hooks trying to find a hole. Chris Free gets inside the 30, down to the 25, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he scores. He broke loose and a second effort play. He was stopped up. Looked like he might go down. Then regained his feet and ran in for the touchdown.
The man of the hour, Roland Hooks, a twister who sent Cincinnati to the storm cellars. A 4-touchdown day is a rare gem. 2 short weeks later, the Bills were back in the diamond market. A star-spangled performance was in store for the visiting New York Jets. Although the spotlight shifted from North Carolina State's Roland Hooks to Clemson's Jerry Butler, runner to receiver, the Atlantic Coast Conference connection was again lethal. As Butler readied himself, visions of earlier abuse flooded his subconscious when he entered no man's land, landing like no man. This, however, was another Sunday, and Butler was a different receiver. His acrobatic catch and touchdown run were marvelous, but represented only 1/4 of an incredible performance.
Fergie in a passing situation again. A blitz is on him. Safety blitz. He throws. Touchdown! It is Jerry Butler in the left corner of the end zone. Jerry Butler catches the touchdown pass. Second down at the 9-yard line. Goal to go. And he rolls out to the right. Looks into the end zone. Now throws back the other way. Butler! Touchdown! Jerry Butler! Ferguson backing up, looking, steps into the pocket, throws it as far as he can, and it is deflected and caught, and into the end zone for a touchdown from Jerry Butler. Oh, what a play! It was deflected by the Jets and caught by Butler, and he scores! I don't believe that play! Absolutely incredible! Oh, what a play!
The young Buffalo rookie finished with Bills' single-game records of 235 yards and 4 touchdowns as he logged the best afternoon of 1979 for any NFL receiver. The brain trust of Chuck Knox and Joe Ferguson sent the Buffalo air attack soaring to record heights last season. Ferguson, in his 7th season as the Bills starter, did everything well. Personal milestones and club passing marks tumbled like 10 pins for the Arkansas sharpshooter. He could sidestep disaster to record a dividend. Pressured from the pocket, Ferguson scorched the enemy secondary with an effortless flick of the wrist. Joe Ferguson is a total quarterback. He throws the sideline pass with accuracy and authority. He reacts to coverage with a checkoff toss to the tight end. He lays it on the line to a crossing wide receiver. He throws into a crowd with poise and precision. In moments of peril, Ferguson's instinctive running is unplanned, sometimes unorthodox, but always unsettling to the opposition. The first Buffalo quarterback to pass for more than 3,000 yards in a season, Joe Ferguson doesn't hesitate to risk life and limb for a touchdown. He is #1 with his fans, and now #1 in the Bills' record book as well. One man, though, does not a passing game make. Ferguson had receivers like Lou Picone, who also experienced his best professional season. The gutty Picone packs a mountain of recklessness in a 5'9" frame. He caught 33 passes for 556 yards in 1979 to surpass his previous career totals in a single season. For rookie Jerry Butler, the first lesson on the NFL curriculum was survival. The number one draft choice asked no quarter and got none. As his confidence increased, Butler went anywhere for the ball and grew from a highly touted prospect into American Conference Rookie of the Year. With first-year records of 48 catches and 834 yards, there was no mystery for the Buffalo Bills faithful. In 1979, the Butler did it. The senior member of the Bills' receiving partnership was Grambling graduate Frank Lewis, only the third Buffalo player ever to gain 1,000 yards catching passes. Lewis had 5 100-yard days last fall, one of them in Baltimore, where he convened a clinic for the confused Colts. Lesson 1. Frank Lewis can beat single coverage. Lesson 2. Never ignore lesson 1. Lesson 3. In the middle, Lewis can create a muddle. Lesson 4. Occasionally, supernatural assistance may be required. Frank Lewis. In 1979, he took no prisoners. Time is critical for a team that strikes through the air. Guard Joe DeLamielleure provided that time. He and offensive line partners Ken Jones, Joe Devlin, Willie Parker, and Reggie McKenzie provided time for the passing game and opened up enemy defenses for running backs like Mike Collier. Last year's rookie sensation, Terry Miller, had 1979's longest run, a 75-yard excursion against the Green Bay Packers. Buffalo's most productive rusher was third-year man Curtis Brown, whose resolute running accounted for nearly 600 yards. Whether slashing for a first down or bolting into the end zone, Brown did it with purpose. He also teamed up with Ferguson on the longest pass play of the season in the AFC, an 84-yard success story in San Diego. Buffalo's offensive total of almost 5,000 yards was the best since 1975 and featured the most productive passing game in the 20-year history of the franchise. One of the major stories of last season was composed by the Buffalo defense, which surrendered the fewest points since the playoff year of 1974 and ranked 8th overall in points allowed. Number 83, Sherman White, had his best season in the Bills' new-look three-man line. He blocked 6 field goals and led the club in sacks. Dependable Mike Kadish was the leading tackler on the defensive line, and welcomed the addition of powerful rookie Fred Smerlas, number 76. Out 3 games with a knee injury, Smerlas was still the Buffalo leader in fumble recoveries. He fulfilled a lineman's dream against the Jets when he returned a Richard Todd fumble for a touchdown. Not swiftly, mind you, but successfully. Another newcomer, number 55, Jim Haslett, asserted himself at linebacker. Like his idol, Pittsburgh's Jack Lambert, Haslett brought big-time credentials from a small college campus. His brand was stamped on more than one NFL runner. Haslett arrived with authority in the open field or at the goal line. His election as NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year was no surprise to anyone who felt his fury. Isaiah Robertson, a perennial All-Pro, brought stability and experience to the Bills' linebacking ranks. He also brought a sense of being in the right place at the right time, as he was against Cincinnati, returning a Ken Anderson pass for a celebrated score. For the second time in 3 years, number 59, Shane Nelson, was Buffalo's top tackler. Nelson was quick enough to nail a Joe Washington in his tracks, strong enough to bulldog Larry Zonka, brash enough to handle Pittsburgh's All-Pro Franco Harris. Nelson is the Bills' Dr. No. No hole, no game. There was a new look to the Buffalo secondary, but it didn't prevent the Bills from again leading the American Conference in pass defense. The new man, Richmond rookie Jeff Nixon, topped the team in pass interceptions with 6. Buffalo finished the first 2 months of the season with a 1-loss record of 4 victories, 5 defeats. After dropping a game to New England, the Bills began a memorable march through November that produced 3 consecutive triumphs, new respectability, and visions of the playoffs. First to fall were the divisional rival Jets, who found Curtis Brown as hard to contain in Game 2 as Jerry Butler had been in Game 1. A week later at Orchard Park, Green Bay discovered the Buffalo defense was anything but hospitable. The Pack could generate only 1 touchdown and fell by a count of 19-12. Buffalo's well-balanced attack sent Green Bay packing and propelled the Bills into a showdown with the division-leading Patriots. Their offense in overdrive, their defense showing new muscle. Schaefer Stadium, the playoff-ambitious Patriots heavy favorites over the improving Bills.
First and goal at the 6-yard line. Back to pass, Logan throws, and it's intercepted. On the right side, Mario Clark in the end zone. He brings it out to the 30 and across it and gets out to about the 34. Quarterback Steve Grogan dropping back in the pocket to pass. Looks, tucks the arm, throws, incomplete. Intercepted at midfield by Buffalo's Jim Haslett. He's at the 45-yard line of New England and taken down there.
Defensive heroics aside, the man on the spot was Buffalo quarterback Joe Ferguson. Trailing 13-6 late in the fourth quarter, Ferguson responded to the challenge.
18 seconds left, no timeouts left. Bills have got to score. A touchdown. Dropping back in the pocket. A throw. Good! At the goal line. Touchdown! Lou Picone! Lou Picone scores!
The Bills went into overtime for the first time ever in a regular season game.
It's fourth down. And they send the man in motion. Morgan has Grogan rolling out. He throws. It is intercepted by Haslett at the 40. And he's pulled out of bounds at the 42. How do you like that? Ferguson looking and waiting. Has the ball, drops back in the pocket, and throws long down the left sideline for Butler. He's got it! He's down to about the 10-yard line. Butler, what a reception he made. The 11-yard line. Jerry Butler. It is tied in overtime at 13. Waiting for the snap. It's down. It's up. It's long enough. It's good. The Bills win it. 16-13.
Victory. Sweet victory. The Bills were a team in motion. A team awaiting a sunny tomorrow. Buffalo's defense was becoming something to savor. So was the passing attack and the quarterback Joe Ferguson. Chuck Knox looks ahead, confident his forces will continue moving right along.